Hey, y'all, I'm back. I know, right? I'm back so soon. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be more consistent. I promise. I really am. So we're here today to discuss two different Netflix documentaries. Depending on how long I'll talk about one, I might split it up. I might keep it all in one. We'll see how this goes, right? So Netflix was playing games with me, and for whatever reason, like would not like accept like my card that had been on there for like the last 4 years. So the last week or so, I have not had Netflix because I've been having this back and forth with them of, just trying to get my account right. So finally got everything cool. And it's all of these documentaries that I'm behind on. If you don't know, I love a good doc, bitch. A cult documentary in particular, like the one I'm watching right now on HBO Max, love a good cult doc. So I knew about the Jussie Smollett doc coming out, so I went to go watch that. And I walked in there. I said, I'm walking in here with an open heart, and an open mind. I still think he's lying, but I'm gonna listen to everything that's being said. And what I walked away with is that he is still lying. And you want to know what? The only thing that I can respect about it is like at least he's willing to die with the lie. You know what I mean? I think that's the only thing that I really got from that. Now, to be fair, I think every single person in this documentary is a liar. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust Jussie. I don't trust Chicago PD. I don't trust them damn brothers. I don't trust none of the witnesses. I don't trust nobody. The only person I trust is the Subway sandwich bag. That's it. I don't trust nobody else. So we go into this doc, okay, with Jussie, and they're giving us the whole backstory of who he is. It's crazy that happened 5 years ago. It feels like a long time ago, but it doesn't at the same time. It's really weird, but that's probably why, like, 5 years, because that was a long time ago, but not, like, ridiculously long ago. But anyway, here's the thing. Empire. Let's talk about Empire for a quick second. So, first season Empire, what a time. Like, the first season of Empire, like around that time, that's when I was like really first heavily on Twitter. Like I was on it here and there, but around like the TGIT time, meaning Scandal, and then How to Get Away with Murder, that would come right on. And then when Empire jumped into the fold a little bit after those two, baby, those 3 nights, those 3 shows, sorry, I was there for it. Empire was super, like, that first season was like super groundbreaking. They're not being over dramatic. That shit was like, it shook. It just shook people for real. It was a really great show about, a family that owned a record label. Terrence Howard playing Lucius, Taraji P. Henson playing Cookie Lions, and then Jussie Smollett. I keep saying Smollett because of Dave Chappelle, so God please forgive me. But Jussie playing who was the damn son's name? Jamal, whatever, who was their son, and it was very groundbreaking in the sense of he was gay, and not that like being gay on TV is like at that time was groundbreaking within itself, but within like the black space, very much so. We don't do that shit over here. Like they don't. Black people in the LGBT community, like that's a whole nother conversation, but that's why it was groundbreaking in that way. Then we had Hakeem Lyons, who is the son who is now getting bent over. I mean, get your money how you get your money, but he's now like a porn star. But yeah, very huge show. Now, the reason I keep emphasizing the first season is because the first season was really its peak, right? Going into season 2, well, I will say going into season 2 was its peak. I believe, like, first 2 to 3 episodes did really, really well. However, from, like, season 2 going on, it did do a nosedive. Now, in my personal opinion, I feel like what went wrong on Empire was, like, there was so much fanfare around it and everybody was, like, so hyped about it that like season 2 was just super guest filled. Like, and there was nothing wrong with having guests, but it just felt like everybody was trying to jump on an Empire train, and they were just accepting any and everybody that wanted to be on the show, even if it didn't make sense. So to be clear, around this, and I'm saying all of this to like kind of lay the like groundwork of like where Jussie was within his career. So I believe that, okay, I always do this with y'all. I'm so sorry. But I want to see what season was Empire on around the 2020. So, okay. That's why this makes sense, right? Okay, so around 2019, they are like towards the end, you know, of like the Empire as a show, right? And Jussie got attacked. Ha. Okay. See, exactly. Because I remember it happening this way. I just wanted to confirm. Sorry about that. So, as I suspected, Jussie's attack happened in 2019. Now, around 2019, 2019, yes, Empire is still on TV, but the season right after that is when it went off the air. And yes, I do think a lot of it had to do with what happened with Jussie. But to be very clear, Empire had fallen completely off by that time. By the time we hit 2019, nobody is watching Empire anymore. Like I said, that first season, out of the park. Season 2, still okay. Season 3, we kind of really start to take a dip. Like, season 3 was really like the nosedive, for real. And I'm talking about as somebody that watched, and I stopped watching, I think, after like season 3. So again, by the time we get to 2019, which is like season 6, season 7, they're already pretty much out of here. Like, people don't watch that show. I'm saying all of that to say is I think that plays partially into why he did what he did, okay? So, as we know, the story goes that Jussie says he went out, he was in Chicago, went out around 3 in the morning to go to a Subway. And the documentary, though, the part that I heard that I didn't hear before is he says he was going to the Walgreens at 3 a.m., but it was closed. Okay. I don't know, but there's a lot of Walgreens around me. I don't know no damn Walgreens that's open at 3 a.m. I don't know any Walgreens that's open maybe past like 10, 11 o'clock. We ain't talking about Wawa. We ain't talking about a gas station. We talking about Walgreens, which is similar to CVS. And do you know a CVS that stays open past maybe 9, 10, 11 o'clock? Okay, but fine. He went to the Walgreens to try to get some food. The Walgreens was closed, okay? Then he walks across the street to where there's a Subway. He goes in there, he gets his Subway sandwich, whatever. He leaves, he's walking, and his words, you know, he's walking and he hears somebody say, "Isn't that N-word, F-word from Empire?" And then he turned around and said, "What did you say?" And he said the N-word and the F-word again. And then the two men attack him or whatever. And he could see that they had on ski masks, but he could see this part right here. And he could see that they were white. And the next thing he knows, he wakes up with like a rope around his neck. So what we see as he's telling the story, do we see said ass whooping? No. And that's where my biggest problem lies here. We are able to track Jussie a lot of the way. Like, we see him in the Subway. We see him walking. We see when he actually gets back, you know, like back towards his, you know, into his apartment building or whatever. We could see all of that. And not only that, but we later see that we can track the two men and their movements. But at no point in time do we actually see an attack. Okay? Don't see an attack. But he was attacked. And then we see him run all the way up into his apartment, still holding his Subway bag. I guess he was like, I'm not going to fuck up my meal. So ran all the way back upstairs or whatever, and boom, that is allegedly the story. Okay, so now we're getting everybody's different point of views of what happened. So we start off, with hearing the police call from Frank. Now, when he said Frank, I don't know why it didn't hit me until I saw him. I said, Frank Gatson? Frank, what are you doing here? If you don't know, Frank Gatson is a very, famous, creative director. Obviously, I mostly know him because of his work with Beyonce. He worked with her for a really, really long time. And Frank was killing me talking about something. Oh, he on the phone, he's like, I can't say who he is because he's a star. He's a star. And then when they're coming up, when the police is coming, he's like, well, he doesn't, he's a star. He's from Empire. I'm like, Frank, you worked with Beyonce. Beyonce is a star. Jussie is just Jussie. He's alright. And like I said, by the time in 2019, Jussie was not who he was four or 5 years ago prior to that. He was okay. We knew him from Empire. That was the end of that, right? So when they come upstairs, mind you, Jussie has the noose on him, right? He has the noose on him. And they're like, well, do you want to take it off? So he's like, oh, we just wanted to make sure that you saw it or whatever. And so some of the police are like, that was like a red flag to us because why would you keep it on? Now, Jussie says, no, I didn't walk back with it on me the whole time. I didn't keep it on me the entire time. Before they came in, I put it on me, whatever, so that they could see exactly what it looks like. So that's exactly why. And then another person said that it looked like he rolled it up, not really through it. It looked like he was trying to be gentle with it. This is what I'm saying. Everybody to me is lying here, but the whole thing with the noose to me, why it's bullshit, is because if I get attacked, right, and I'm getting stomped out or whatever the case may be. Now, initially, I'm going to be real. Initially, when I feel a noose around my neck, probably instinctively, I'm probably going to be like, what the fuck? And just and go crazy and try to get it off of me, right? But I would still take it with me because at the end of the day, that could have evidence on it. That could have DNA, that could have whatever on it. So I would probably go, take it off of me, but then still keep it and Sha'Carri Richardson it all the way to fuck home. And then when I get home, knowing my ass, I would take that and I probably would put it in a bag so I could give it to the police to be like, look, this is what was around my neck. I put it in a bag so that maybe you guys could get some fingerprints or something off of it. But no, I would not sit there we know what a noose looks like. We don't need you to reenact. And again, this is the problem, is that Jussie is an actor, so everything he does comes off like he's fucking acting. This is not no scene. We don't need you to show us what it looks like on you. We got it. It's a noose. We know what it's supposed to look like. Just hand us the daggone evidence. And that's another thing too. With the noose, it's not even so much when a cop was like, oh, he rolled it up like it was a prop. That's not what threw me off. What threw me off is the fact that when you took it off, you just sat it over there to the side. You didn't take it off and say, here, can you guys get something off of this? That's what threw me off about the whole thing. But, okay, whatever. So they are able, long story short, to tell us that they're able to track the movements of two people that they see that was around the area that called an Uber. It was only two people that got out. There was only one ride in the area that the people got out on, so they do the search warrants for Uber, find out it's two Nigerian men. Not two white men, two Nigerian men. And when they bring that information to Jussie, he's like, that's not possible because I know what I saw. I know what I saw. I know what I saw. So my thing is, because this, and I'm pretty sure somebody said this to him, Jussie, is it not possible, right? And this is why to me, this lie is stupid. Because you want to know how you could have easily got out of that? You could have easily just been like, you want to know why? I feel like I really did see white people, but it was 3 a.m. and there was a lot going on, so maybe I didn't see the right thing. But okay, he stands 10 toes on the fact that it was two white men. To me, that's where your lie went completely wrong. When they find that out, you're supposed to pivot. You're supposed to pivot. pivot completely. But I think that's probably why he also did though say that it wasn't like it was white men, because maybe he didn't want to get them in trouble. But there was another way to do that and still save your ass. Anyway, he stands on the fact that it was them, but the police is like, we know who the fuck it was. But as soon as like the two men got let out or whatever, they went like straight on a plane and went to Nigeria. So the police is like, okay, cool, we gonna wait till they come back. So I'm gonna tell y'all, to me, what really stood out as like, to me, Jussie really being like a liar. And I'm only saying this because I think as the next doc that we're gonna talk about, which was the unknown number catfish, we're gonna talk about that. I think Jussie and that lady have a lot of things in common, mostly wanting to be the hero and wanting to be like that symbol of hope. Check this part out, right? When everything had initially happened, right, and they're showing all of the tweets on the screen, Jussie says, it felt like I was being eulogized. You know, but I was alive to actually see it. And he's closing his eyes and he's like, and it was just all of the love. There is that man gets off on like, not necessarily, I don't even want to say being the victim, but it's like some type of attention. Like he craves that the same way that lady from the unknown number does. It's like the same thing. Like, even if it's bad, if it's good, but I just really paid attention to his body language and the way that you use the word eulogize. I thought that was very interesting, because there's a lot of words you could have picked. You could have been like, it was really nice to see how much support, but eulogize, to me, that means a whole lot more than I think he's even given like his self credit for. I think that was like a Freudian slip. Why can't I say a Freudian slip? Freudian slip. Sorry, but yeah, I think that man, long story short, I think Jussie has, like I said, like maybe like a hero complex a little bit of like an attention seeking type of situation. But anyway, the Nigerian men, you know, they come back. The police got them as they was waiting for them at the door. Okay? Got them, brought them in. At first, they held it down and they didn't say nothing. Funny story, likely enough, their mama was an Uber driver and just so happened to meet a lawyer. I'm like, you see how the world like works, right? Met a nice lady that was a lawyer in an Uber, and the lawyer gave the Uber driver her number, and she saw her sons on her picture. Long story short, that lawyer was trying to say, your sons are fine as hell, and if they need help, please let me know. And the lady ended up calling, so the lawyer goes down there, and she said at first, they weren't trying to say nothing. They wasn't saying nothing at all. And it wasn't until Jussie did the interview with Robin Roberts, right? And baby, the acting was not believable, hun. Like, I've seen you act before. You're pretty good. That Robin Roberts interview sealed for most of us that you were definitely lying. Terrible acting. But anyway, within that, now, to be fair, Jussie always stood on the fact that it wasn't two black people, because then they came to him and showed him, and he's like, no, there's no way at all, because I know one of these people, because like they're my trainer. Now, what I will say that this doc did not do that I wish they would have, the doc didn't really dive into the relationship that we know more of between Jussie and his trainer and Jussie and his trainer's brother, because it was way more, as we know, than what they wanted, than what they put in there, but it's cool. So yeah, Jussie does this interview with Robin Roberts where he pretty much was like, I know for a fact that two people did this, da 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 da. The lawyer shows them the interview, the brothers, the interview, and I guess they felt like, oh, he about to throw us under the bus, so fuck that, we're gonna throw him under the bus. The brother stories goes like this. One of the brothers, both of the brothers worked on the set of Empire. That's how the police was able to find them, because saw that they were extras, right? Cool. He said he was always cool with Jussie or whatever. And this is why I'm saying the brothers are clearly liars too, because number one, they both want to be actors. The way that I am a great human being, and I wasn't just an extra. I was hanging out with the star. Like, everybody is just here to get their shit off. It's cool. It's whatever. So he says that Jussie had texted him because he had also been training him at the time. And Jussie had texted him and said, hey, I need to talk to you on the low. Now, according to the brother said that was confusing to me because it must have been something serious because I get weed for Jussie and he texts me that. So thinking if you would text me about getting weed, then it must be something real serious that you're asking me about. He says that him and his brother, they go together to go and meet Jussie. Jussie pretty much says that he shows a letter because they bring up this letter or whatever, that was quote unquote sent to Fox or whatever, and how he was unhappy with how Fox handled it. So because of that, he wants them to pretty much attack them. Now, Jussie says in regards to that letter that he felt like Fox handled it exactly how they should. He didn't have a problem with how Fox handled it. I think the reason he would say that is because he wants to still be in good favor with Fox. Like, he don't want to throw nobody underneath the bus, because the point of this, I think the point of this was to get more money. I don't think that Fox was going to give him any more money because I think the ratings at Empire had completely plummeted. Nobody gave a fuck about Empire anymore at that time. And I think he wanted to get more shine. And I think that maybe he thought that by doing this, it would get people maybe to like watch Empire more again, and then maybe he could come back and say, well, I deserve X, Y, Z, and the third. I don't think it was just about money though. I think it was a combination of money and the fact that his star was like fading at that time. So yeah, the brother says, Jussie says, I want you to attack me. And they was like, huh? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And he was like, oh, well, this is Hollywood. This is what they do all the time. Da, 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 da. Now, if that part is true, then that's why I said him still lying makes sense. Because in his head, this is all Hollywood shenanigans. This is going to be my comeback story. And everybody's going to pay attention. And now I'm at least going to give people, like, doubt in their minds. Which I think this... To be fair, for me it didn't. But I think for some people it did give some people like, oh, well, maybe, like, what if it actually did happen to him? I do think that it did that for some people, not me. But I think for some people that it may have actually worked, like the point of this doc. But anyway, so that's pretty much their story. Jussie says, so they bring up the text message. Jussie says the reason that he texted him that is because he wanted to get an illegal steroid from him. And so there was a $3,500 check that the brothers claimed that was for the attack. But Jussie's saying, no, that was for the illegal steroid. Okay, so my question, though, is, did you ever get the steroid? Or was the plan... Like, I need to understand that more. Did you give them the $3,500 and not get anything back? Was it, I'm giving you the $3,500? Like, I need to understand the lie. Is the lie, I gave them the $3,500 and they gave me this? Or is the lie, I gave them $3,500, they could go to Nigeria, get it, and come back and give it to me? Because my thing is, did you ever get the steroid? And if you didn't, why on God's green earth would you give somebody money for a product before you got it? How does that make sense? Maybe I missed that. Put that in the comments. Tell me if I missed. Did he ever get that steroid that he paid for? I would love the answer to that. Like, we got to come up with better lies here. So then, after the two brothers tell them that, they go pretty much to go pick up Jussie. Oh, they also said that they didn't want him to, that they asked to dump his phone, but he said no. They go to pick up Jussie or whatever. Now he's, oh, I'm so distraught. So then this is Jussie's side of the story. Jussie says that, I don't even know how he made, I can't even think of what was the excuse he gave of like how they were able to track the two brothers and stuff. That's what I don't understand. But what I will say is this. When they initially took him, to trial, or not trial, but they was like bringing charges. Eventually, the lady just dropped it because she was just like, you know what, it is what it is. He lied, but like, whatever, like, let's just call it even. And after that, he came out and did like this whole wannabe, we the people, we shall be free, oh, I was done so wrong and now justice is served because I did nothing wrong, and it pissed the city of Chicago off. So they pretty much kicked her out of there and made somebody come in and press charges. And that's what I mean when I'm like, everybody here is full of shit, because there's so many other pressing things going on in the city of Chicago, and you niggas was just mad because y'all ego was hurt. Like, that's what's happening with Young Thug right now. That's why all of them damn phone calls is being released, because you pissed the people, you pissed the Atlanta PD off. So, like, now they're gonna do this. Allegedly. And the same thing with Chicago PD. They were pissed about you coming out and saying that, so they were gonna force somebody to, like, there's so many other things going on in the city of Chicago. And y'all took y'all time and resources and the taxpayers' money. Y'all wasted it on trying to go after somebody because y'all feel like, what? He wasted y'all time or some shit? Y'all are now wasting more time and more resources? Like, who cares? Just let it go. There's more important things going on. That's the only thing I didn't get, bruh. It's way more important things going on than Jussie Smollett lying about some dumbass shit. His career is over. That is punishment enough, okay? So, anyway, they come in, make a prosecutor, do everything they need to do with him. They go through the whole trial. Now, Jussie's point of view or thing is, well, I have two people that can pretty much cooperate. Now, they talk about the only evidence that Jussie had that could really make somebody look at it differently is the whole, I think it was like the Marriott guy or whatever. So one of the security guards from the Marriott, he said that he had went outside or whatever around 3 a.m. and there was a white man standing there with a mask, and he put his flashlight up and he flashed it, and he could see, that it was a white man with a mask on, and he told him pretty much to get the fuck out of here, and that the black guy pretty much like took off and ran. Now, when you look at the security footage, there is a 10-second like little blip or whatever where it's like taken out or whatever. So I guess what they're trying to say is that somebody took out of that surveillance video when the security guard flashed his like flashlight up at somebody. So you don't see that. You just see somebody running by, but you don't see the security guard actually interacting with that person. That is the only piece of evidence that Jussie has that could make somebody look at this differently. But everything else still gotta make sense, hun. Like, I'm not even against Jussie and saying that, like, the Chicago PD was really trying to come for his ass. Sure, I can go with that. But it all starts off with the fact that you came out of nowhere and lied about some shit, bro. I don't believe nothing that you say. So they did the whole thing. Then there was a white lady who said at like 12 something outside of her apartment building, she went to go walk her dog and she seen some white man standing there looking weird. And it's just like, bro, all of that's is circumstantial evidence, bro. Like, and mind you, after those two people said that, he goes, boom, and there it goes. I proved my case. I'm like, bro, you did not prove your case, hun. You did not prove your case. This is what I don't understand. What I will say about what doesn't make any sense about the whole lie is like, this is the confusing part. The most important part, which is you getting your ass beat, why was that not on camera? Like, if you really want to sell a lie, why wouldn't it be on camera? That's the only reason why I'm like, what is actually happening? Because how is it that y'all were able to catch everything except the ass beating on camera? And that's what makes me feel like, it's not a lie, but it does at the same time. Because I feel like, where did this ass whooping happen that we still don't see it? Nothing actually made sense. And I'm sorry, Jussie, I heard you. I came in there with open heart and open mouth. At the end of the day, you are lying still. And you want to know what? It's cool. Die with your lie. If any evidence ever comes out that shows, that these people actually beat your behind, I'll come out here and I'll apologize. But the point of the matter is, like, I think you wanted to create reasonable doubt in some people's mind, and I think for some people you did, but I think for the overall majority of us, we still don't believe you. And we can't believe that you wasted an hour of our time of this. We thought you were just going to come out and be real about what happened. That would have actually been a much better documentary if you would have just came out and been real about why. And why is because you're an attention-seeking person. You have a hero complex. And at the end of the day, Empire was on its last legs when this happened, and you were hoping that maybe with this little stunt that you could either jump back up, start people's interest in Empire, or at least jumpstart their interest in you. That would give you, more opportunities since Empire was on its way out the door. It's just really that simple. But y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think about the doc, and I'll be back with the unknown number. Bye.